All right, everyone, to assemble your zentangle pyramid, you will need your finished copy of your design plus the bottom section, a pair of scissors, glue stick, and then access to some regular clear Scotch tape. You'll hit that up at the very, very end. So the first thing I'm going to do in order to assemble this zentangle pyramid, which is currently flat, it's just a shape, into a three-dimensional form like so, is to cut it out on the perimeter. Be mindful of the tabs, okay? So cut around these tabs, and then we will essentially pre-crease it and then stick it together with glue stick, okay? So I'm gonna cut out on the perimeter, so the overall outline of this shape, including the tabs, okay? And I'll also do the same for the bottom. The bottom is a little bit trickier, okay? So this is going to look something like this. Obviously, you did a really good job on this, so just make sure that when you're cutting it very nice and neatly as well. Okay. All right, so I'm cutting this on the perimeter overall outline, and then I'm going to make sure to preserve the tabs. Now the bottom section is a little bit trickier, so I'll share with you what that's going to look like in just a moment. Okay, so I'm cutting this tab out, so I'm not cutting the tab off. All right, so this is cut out, this is good to go. I'm gonna set this to the side. And then as you cut off the bottom, okay, you essentially are gonna cut right along this line. Watch real quick. So on the perimeter, disregard that one little line over there. Okay, I think if I do this in the future, I'm gonna make tabs on both sides of here because I think that would work a little bit better. I could do that now, but I'm not feeling it. Okay, so I'm keeping these tabs like so. Before you assemble it, I would encourage you to write your name on the bottom. Sometimes once you assemble it, it just becomes a little bit trickier. Okay, so I'm gonna write my name right here where it says name. Left is good. Okay, scrapperoonies will go out of the way. Recycle those suckers if you can. Okay, really quickly, on anything that's a dashed line or an overall outline of your piece here, you are going to pre-crease it, okay? I would use the back handle of a scissor. So to pre-crease, what I do is I just kind of take my fingers and pinch my paper on the line. I always pre-pinch it before I come in with the scissor to really crease it. That way I don't go off of my line. Sometimes if you go right into actually creasing something, you go way off your line there, and then it kind of, when it comes together as a pyramid form, it gets all kinds of funky. All right, so this is already pre-creased, ready to go. I'm gonna set that aside, okay? This is the part that takes a little bit more time to pre-crease, okay? So again, I'm just going to take a moment and pinch it right on that line. Just watching to make sure I'm preserving that line. Once I have it, it's nice and crisp right there. That means that that side of the pyramid will come together very nicely. Pinch. Right down that line. Second to last one. What happens is if you don't create these creases ahead of time and you just go right into assembling it, a lot of times you'll end up with sort of a bubbly type pyramid where these things that should be corners actually curve over, and it doesn't fit together very well. It also looks a little messed up, and that's personal opinion. Okay, so I pre-creased that one. Let me get in here with this. All right, and then the last thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to pre-crease that tab there and then crease it. Just like that. All right. Perfect. Okay. So at this point in time, now that everything is pre-creased, see how it has some nice angles there for the triangle? It is basically, it almost wants to come together on its own, okay? Now at this point in time, you can do this a couple different ways, okay? I'm actually going to attach my bottom here onto the side that's opposite my folded tab, okay? And the only reason why I'm doing it right here is just because this tab, I really want to make sure it comes together in my pyramid, with my pyramid, and I don't want this section in the way, okay? So I'm going to glue this one larger tab down, just using a glue stick. Okay, I'm gonna apply glue stick all over this larger tab, and it's going to go off of the bottom, like so. So I'm gonna line it up. I like that I'm messing this up right now on camera, so if this happens to you, know that it's happening to me also. All right, there we go. Holy jeez. Shoo! Okay, so that lines up really nicely on this side, okay, like so. I'm gonna add a little bit more glue stick kind of in these sections where I had to peel it off. All right. Okay, so at this point, I have something that looks like this. All right, in just a moment, these sides are going to come together like this to make my pyramid. And then I have my bottom of it over here, okay? So last part I'm going to go ahead and do before I pop the bottom onto the rest of it is where it says fold and glue, right on that tab, I'm gonna go ahead and glue stick that section extra good. The tab is going to go right on this line. I'm gonna line it up. Kind of like that, all right? And I may have to press and hold it a little bit before I do this next part. Oh, I just shifted it over. May have to press and hold it for a little bit before I do this next part, okay? All right, now at this point in time, I have this last tab that I'm going to fold and glue right here. Okay, I'm gonna press it on. And then these two extra parts that don't have a tab, I am then going to tape that. Okay, so I'll share with you how to do that in just a moment. All right, fold and glue, let's do it. P.S. It's not easy to do these glue tabs. You saw me mess it up on camera a couple times already, so just know if you're not really thinking about what you're doing and you're on the struggle bus, that is normal. Okay, so I'm gonna line this up right like this, and I am going to hold it and glue it. I may have to press it a couple times. Just be a little bit patient. This is lined up like so. All right, and then at this point in time, see how these edges here are gappy? I just need a piece of Scotch tape. It can be about an inch long or so, maybe an inch and a half. What I'm going to do is very carefully line this up with the side so that it goes horizontally like so. And then I'm gonna line this up and just gently crease it and press it so that it catches this underside. Okay, so I just taped it and it tapes over this way. I'll do it one more time. You don't have to tape the heck out of it or anything. You don't have to go all the way down the side. Sometimes if you do that, it actually creates more problems than it's worth. I got a little bit of extra zealous here, it looks like. Made my tape a little bit long. But see how half of it goes horizontally, half of it's on, half of it's off. I'm gonna line up the corners or the edges here. Hold it, fold over, press very gently. Okay, there you have it. You've got your zentangle pyramid. Okay, it's creased, it's well crafted, it is together. It's looking all kinds of beautiful.